I'm back! Sorry for the length of time that went between videos. It's been a very hectic week. I would like to talk to you about two movies I saw this week, Paranormal Activity and Saw 6. Went to the Dollar Theater and saw them. I actually saw Paranormal Activity in theaters the day it came out on DVD. It was either $20 for a DVD I haven't seen before or $1 to go to the theater. So I chose the theater. It was good. I was surprised. I'm not one to get very scared with scary movies anymore. They're usually just more gore than what the plot's worth. But it was good. It was really scary. I think the reason it was so scary was because it was realistic. All of the things that happened, you hear happening in other hauntings and everything like that, weren't well-known actors, helped a lot. That they looked like real people. They lived in a real regular house. They used a freaking Steadicam. It's like a home video. And acting's pretty superb. I think toward the end it got a little predictable, but that was apparently just me because a lot of other people were still surprised at it. I was impressed with the monster or demon or whatever you want to call it. They don't show it, which was a really, really good idea. Because usually, like, once you see it, then you're just like, oh, well, it's a tangible thing. I can see it, I can stab it. Normal horror movies, you have your serial killer or just, like, the creature from the Black Lagoon or a werewolf or a vampire or something where you see it, you can kill it. It's no big deal. But with Paranormal Activity, you can't see it, you can't touch it, but it can touch you, which is one of the scariest things, I think. Another thing that I really liked and thought added to the, eerie, ominous feeling of the movie was that there was no background music. There's not a soundtrack to this movie. And I think that a lot of times in horror movies, you lose part of the suspense and surprise aspect because you can tell when something scary is going to happen. You just know by the camera angles or by the music. But in this one, this doesn't happen. A lot of times they had specific camera angles. You're like, oh my god, something's going to happen. Nothing does. If there's that angle again. You're like, oh my god, something is going to happen. Nothing does. And then they pull away from that to a regular old shot and BAM! Something happens. It's really intense. I liked the characters a lot. I thought Katie was really realistic, and so was Micah. I call him Micah because I have a friend who spells his name the exact same way, and it's Micah. He was hilarious and dumb. Like, you always have to have someone in a horror movie who's dumb and thinks they know what they're doing, but they don't. So he was perfect as that. And Katie, she was good. My experience was ruined, however, by the two 10-year-old girls that sat a couple rows in front of my cousin and I. Yeah. There were the four of us in the theater. It was me and good old cousin Travis, and two 10-year-old girls that were petrified the entire movie and screaming their heads off and talking and flashing their dumb cell phone light all over the place. Yeah, some mom bought their 10-year-old daughter's tickets to to Paranormal Activity. And guess what? At the end, her 4-year-old brother and 8-year-old sister and pregnant mom came in and watched the end of the movie. The scariest part. The only part with any amount of gore in it. I haven't been getting very good sleep because of Paranormal Activity. I'm not even that afraid of a demon stalking me because I feel like if it was going to, it would have already. But the elements of that movie that are scary are realistic. And I want to know how they did it. As I keep falling asleep, I keep thinking about the scariest parts and why they were scary and why they seemed so real. And then I try to figure out how they happened. I actually fell asleep last night watching The Nanny because I was too afraid to sleep in the dark. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a creepy movie. But worth it! 2 thumbs way up. Alright. Now, I have seen all 6 Saw movies. I have the 5 that are on DVD. And I was excited for the 6th one. I was excited for them to wrap it all up. And they didn't. And I'm like, really, guys? Really? We're not done yet? That would have been such a good ending, too. But no. No, there had to be bars in the dang window. Watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna watch the next one. I'm gonna watch it. Because I like them. I want to know what happens. But I mean, really? We're not done yet? Okay, you've been doing really great plot twists since the second one. Everything's tied together so nicely, but it's just starting to drag. I predicted what was going to happen in the sixth one until the very end. And then I just stared at the screen and thought, wow, that was an A+ for gore, special effects, and traps, and a C- for story and ending. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go because I want to know what happens. I want to know when they're gonna finish it. I love the gore. I love the special effects. I think they do a great job with that. But even I, as a Saw enthusiast, am getting really, really sick of them dragging this out. I thought this sixth one would have been a nice place to end, but they didn't. As you may or may not know, in 2008 there was a show on TV called Scream Queens, and it was a reality show for someone to win a role in Saw. And I watched most of it. I saw who won, but I didn't watch it. And it was Tiandra Howard won. She was the only black girl. She was the only good actress in that one. And she's in the opening scene of Saw 6, and she's great. I hope she gets in more movies. She was fantastic. It was good. It was good. I mean, all in all, I think Saw 6 is worth going to see it or buying the DVD or renting it if you haven't seen it. I saw these movies at a dollar theater that we have, which it was one of our main movie theaters, and then they built a nicer one right down the street. So this one shows movies that are between release and theater. You can see them for $1. So that's where we went for that, which is why I got to see Paranormal Activity the day it came out on DVD. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to do that, so if you haven't seen either of these, go out and rent them. If you like scary movies. If not, it's probably not the best advice I can give.